Quick account update. On March 20th, we put $200 in the account. That was from the side hustles. I'll show those pictures above. We bought $100 of Meta. We bought $100 of NVIDIA. Now, this video is going to be composed of 100 thoughts. 100 thoughts that I had in the notes of my phone. I'm going to read the thought, and I'm going to give a quick little spill about what I was probably thinking at the time of the thought. Thought number 1. You have to have a destination. If you don't know where you're going, how do you know when you get there? Or how do you know if you're on pace to getting there? See, I know where I want to be in life. So it makes it easy for me to judge if I'm off course or on course, if you get what I'm saying. It's like driving a car. You know where you want to go, so you can tell when you're halfway there. You can tell when you're almost there. You can tell, you sort of can tell if things don't look right that you're lost. See, if you didn't know where you were going, you wouldn't know you were lost. You wouldn't know that you were lost. You have to have a destination. I got a destination in life. I got a destination with goals. I got a destination for my bank account, retirement. I have a destination because it keeps me on track. It keeps me on pace. Number 2, ownership is the name of the game. Me, I'm all about ownership. I want to own things. Stocks is actually you're owning a piece of a company. They make money, you make money. They do well, you do well. And on the flip side, if they do bad, you do bad. But that's why you do the research and you pick good companies. Purchasing a home was one of the best things I ever did in my life. But me, I always knew I wanted to own something. I wanted to give my kids a backyard. And that's what I did. I'm hearing these crazy stories about rent being $2,000 for a 2-bedroom. But on the flip side, because I own a home, 30-year mortgage locked in, the price doesn't change too much. Now, apartments have surpassed my mortgage. And it's probably going to get worse. And I'm just looking at talking to my wife the other day, like, wow, we had $1,700 a month, almost 2,000 square foot, and they paying $2,000 a month for 2-bedroom, no backyard, no driveway. I mean, ownership's the name of the game, and the house has risen in value. So now we got equity in the home. It's important. Ownership is important. I know times is tough, but you gotta lock in and you gotta own things. Car. We got car payments on one vehicle we don't own, but the other vehicle, we own it. It has 218,000 miles on it, but I don't mind. Why? Because I don't gotta pay nothing. No car payment every month. It's beautiful. Hasn't given us any problems. Yeah, it's old. It got dents. It got the radio barely work. It doesn't matter to me. I carry a speaker actually in the car, wireless speaker. That's all I need. I needed to get me to where I gotta go. That's it. And I'm gonna ride till the wheels fall off with that one. Maybe when we finish this one, we get another one. But for now, that's all I need. Thought number 3. Imagine we farmers and all your plants are dying, and down the street, theirs are thriving. What do you do? Me, I'm gonna go ask them for advice. What are you doing different that I could be doing to help my plants grow? Put your pride aside. Sometimes we gotta put our pride aside and ask for help. Same with finance. I was losing. I knew people who were winning. So what did I do? I went and asked those people, what are they doing different than I'm doing? And then when you get the information, I applied the information. And now I'm doing better. I'm not where I want to be, but I definitely can see myself headed there. Get the information. Also, if you're not comfortable talking to people, get a book. A lot of wealthy people write books. A lot of wealthy interviews that I read, people are always talking about the books they read. So 10 years ago, changing my life, one day I went to Barnes & Nobles and I got a book. I'm not even a reader. I don't like to read. I ain't read too many books in my lifetime. But I read this one. This book is called I really don't even want to promote it, but I'm going to just give you some good information. The Truth About Money, written by Rick Edelman. This book changed my life. I read this book. It changed my mindset. It taught me to view money differently. And pretty much it gives you all the game. It touches on everything. Check it out. Just audiobook it. Go to Barnes & Nobles. Amazon's probably like $10 now. Got a soft copy, a soft cover, hardcover. Doesn't matter. Just check the book out. But ultimately, the point of that is just get the information. Ask somebody for help. If you ain't good at it, put the pride aside and go get the information. Thought number 4, dividends. Dividends. There are certain stocks that will pay you 4 times a year just for owning their stocks. You're making money when the stock goes up, and they'll pay you a small amount, small percentage, but it adds up, pay you for just holding on to it. And that's how some people, when they retire, I'm watching these wealthy accounts, they're getting $10,000 every quarter because they have a large amount of money in certain stocks and they're getting paid dividends. You gotta learn these things. And also, I'm gonna put a picture of a few dividends that I just got paid from. Small amounts, again, because this count's only about at $2,500, but it's the principle of it. And when this account grows, you'll see them dividends start to get a whole lot bigger. Number 5, in my mind, I'm a 10x every dollar I touch. Or I'm always thinking, how can I 10x every dollar I touch? That's why I do the side hustle. Sometimes doing the side hustle, I gotta do things I don't want to do. And I'm gonna post a picture of one of the gigs that I had to do. And I read a lot. I'm in a group, Facebook group, of the same side hustle that I do. And people talk about how the dollar amount isn't worth the job to them. But it's worth it to me because I'm not thinking on that level of I'm only getting $20 to do X. I'm thinking of I'm getting $20 to do X, but I'm going to take that $20 and 10X it over time. Now, I'm not going to take, a very, very low paying job and do a whole lot. No, that doesn't make sense. But on something I can average $20 an hour, $25 an hour, that's all I need because in my mind, I'm a 10X it. Number 6. It's like I'm giving you the answer to the test. It's like a cheat sheet to life. And that's what this channel is going to be about. That's what books like this is about. It's a cheat sheet to life. Cheat sheet to finances. You just got to pick it up and read it. Look at the answers. Why struggle on the test, or why even risk failing the test if you can have a cheat sheet? The answers are right here. If somebody's giving you the answers, take them. At least consider taking them. At least consider looking at it. And that was me. That's why I had to change my mindset. And that's what I'm doing for my children. I'm creating a cheat sheet for life for them so they don't fall into the trap that I fell into. Number 7, budgeting strategies. You gotta find a great budgeting strategy that's for you. There's a whole lot of different strategies. This took me a while to realize what was a good strategy for me. One of the strategies is getting a calendar. I'm post a picture of a calendar up. Getting a green and red pen and writing the necessities down in green and writing the wants down in green. Writing the needs down in green ink, writing the wants down in red ink, and then you step back at the end of the month, look at all the wants, add it up, and then see what you can cut down on next month. Because once you step back and get a visual of your spending, it might make it a little easier to create a budget. I hope you get what I was trying to say there. Another method is, you could just YouTube this. People do what's called the envelope method. Google and YouTube, budgeting the envelope method. Now, that's too much for me, but it works for some people. Try it out. But ultimately, you just got to find a method that works for you. You got to know where your money's going. That's one thing that people really get wrong. Budgeting. Number 8, make it make sense to me. We live in a culture where owning a Gucci belt is more cooler than owning stocks. That's kind of self-explanatory. You just make it make sense to me. Me, again, ownership. 9, there's no way you watch me, and once you understand my mindset, you will be in a worse financial situation than you were before. Now, it might take time, but if you keep watching, you're going to be better off today, better off tomorrow than you were yesterday. Number 10, I'm going to put a team together and start making moves. That's what I want to do. I don't want to do this journey alone. My ultimate goal is to put a team together, a team of people who want to do better, who want to achieve the heights, like-minded people who want to achieve the heights that I want to achieve, and ultimately start making moves together, whether it's flipping houses, whether it's investing in companies, whether it's whatever it is, whether it's just sharing knowledge. You know what I mean? Having a meeting once a month, once every other month, once every 6 months. Share what you learn, go off of what they learn, just put information together and build ourselves to be stronger, build a team. Number 11, I thought C-SPAN, the channel you see on TV, was the most boring stuff ever when I was young. Now I wish I tuned in, because now I was too busy watching sports, BET, 106 in Park, Rap City, MTV, too busy being entertained to realize that some of the stuff that they were saying on there was actually knowledge that I could have used. You got to mix it up. You got to do both. It's okay to be entertained, but also you got to learn. I didn't know Warren Buffett was giving speeches on there. I didn't know Peter Lynch. Now that I'm looking up these investors that I look up to, I'm seeing them on C-SPAN. I'm like, that stuff that I used to ignore was actually good knowledge that I could have used back then. But you live, you learn. And that's why, again, this channel exists. Number 12. You might, and similar to what I said before, some of this is repetitive because I wrote it at different times. I used to Uber. Part of how I purchased my home was I used to work overtime, go home after a 10-hour day, and Uber for 3 to 4 hours. And even though I might do an Uber ride for $10, I put it all in the stock market and I invested it. My same mindset that I mentioned before. I'm not worried about just doing this ride for $10 because I'm a 10x this $10. And it actually worked. But I'm going to go into that story in another video. 13, map. This is a map. You put a picture up of a map of a mountain. And I use that map often. I look at that map often to remind myself it's a million ways to the top of the mountain. Like during my financial journey, I see a lot of people want to discredit other people's methods or other people's ways, and I just step back and say, man, it's a million ways to the top. You may not like my exact method, but just listen to me. Take what you agree with, imply that, take a little bit from him, a little bit from him, a little bit from her, a little bit from whoever, and create your own way to the top of the mountain. And that's what I do. I listen a little bit of Warren Buffett, a little bit of Peter Lynch, a little bit of Dave Ramsey. I put them all together and make my own sort of path. Use a little bit of their path, and I make my own path. And I see so many people be so almost hateful in the comments because they don't agree or they don't. And I'm just like, just take your route to the top. It don't matter. You want to go left? Cool. I went right. I'll take risk, this amount of risk. You take that amount of risk. It's a million ways to the top. Just as long as you get there. If you want to get there. If you don't want to get to the top, that's cool. You want to stay at the bottom? Hey, you grown. Do what you want to do. Car contracts. I had to write this down because, and I'm glad, see, that's why I'm glad I made this channel. So I made this channel and I started talking about finance with someone, and car contracts came up, cars came up, and I asked them to see their contract. And it was one of the worst contracts that I ever seen. It has to be the worst contract ever. I don't know. But either way, the person purchased this car, $17,000 car, and when it's all said and done, they're going to end up paying about $32,000. And I'm going to post a picture up of this contract. And I might break it down in detail in a later video. Obviously, I had to block out the names, block out the models, because I don't want to, for privacy reasons. But man, you got to read contracts. You got to know what you're doing when you sign these contracts, because people will take advantage of you. Same with housing, same with cars, same with any contract you sign. If you're not knowledgeable on a topic, take someone with you who is knowledgeable on a topic, or do the research. I watch a lot of YouTube videos on anything that I'm about to spend money on. Before I purchase a home, I watch a lot of YouTube videos on buying a house. Before I buy a car, I do my research. I watch a lot of YouTube videos of people who own that car, so I know what to look forward to or not look forward to. The information is out there. Go seek it, because it can save you money, it can save you time and energy. 15, it's where you choose to direct your attention to. You have a choice. You can direct your attention. I direct a lot of my attention to becoming successful. You can choose to do that. You can direct your attention to having fun if you want to have fun. But ultimately, it is a choice. You have to decide. You have to choose where you want to direct your attention to. 16, advice. Advice. It's going to be some good advice given to you. It's going to be some bad advice given to you. It's going to be somewhere in the middle given to you. You decide on what advice you take. You don't have to take all the advice that I'm giving you. But ultimately, just think about it. I take the good advice. I take bad advice. I will listen to any advice. And then I'll decide what I want to take or what I don't want to take. But I'll listen to all of it. 17. I watched a video. I wrote down, "You're already defeated." I watched a video online the other day, and people were talking about how it's impossible to purchase a home now in today's time. And I do agree, it's way, way tougher now than before. But I just thought, man, like, your mindset is kind of already defeated. It's like if you're playing sports and if you're going in a game and you thinking there's no way you could beat this team, you probably not going to beat that team because your mindset is defeated. I know times are tough. I know times are hard, but you got to go harder. That's the only option. Because it's either go harder or give up. And if you give up, it's definitely not going to be possible. But I just want to encourage people to not have a defeated mindset. You got to stay positive. My mindset, even if it is impossible, my mindset is still not going to be defeated. To me, it's nothing I can't do. There's nothing I can't achieve. You know what I mean? My mindset is always right. 18, I wrote down, I'm going to change somebody's life. I'm going to wake somebody up. And that's what I intend on doing. I intend on putting out knowledge. I intend on changing someone's life. I intend on waking somebody up. Helping somebody who doing wrong do right. Helping somebody who just not on the path that they want to be on, get on the path that they want to be on. And actually, I'll be getting texts for some younger children about 15, 13. They said, "I see your videos, I see what you're doing." They tell me that they're encouraged by the things that I'm doing. And that's the impact that I want to have. I really, really want to affect the youth. 19, it's marketing. I wrote, "You can't market me." Marketing did a heck of a job on us. Marketing made us feel we need to wear certain brands to feel a certain way. We need to have certain things to be, I don't know, seen, be cool, be whatever. You get what I'm trying to say. They marketed us to feel that way. They made us tie our self-esteem to product. Me, I stopped. I don't need a product to make me feel any better. I don't need to drive a certain vehicle to make me feel better. Whether I'm in a $2,000 car or a $200,000 car, I still feel good about myself. Whether people laughing at me because of the clothes I'm wearing, or you know what I mean, it doesn't matter to me. They cannot market me. I don't need. They will not make me go buy a certain product so they won't laugh. They won't. Not anymore. I felt that way when I was younger, so I do get it. But as I got older, I can't be sold anymore. That's why the Super Bowl pays millions and millions and millions of dollars on a 30-second commercial spot. Why? Because they know most people are consumers. Most people are easily influenced. Me, I'm not buying nothing they selling. Unless I truly want it, then I'll buy it. But ultimately, I can't be marketed. 20. I took the knowledge I got from a book, applied it to life, and it worked. And I'm sure a lot of people can agree with that statement. When I took the knowledge I got from this book, I applied it to my life, and it worked. It took me from the bottom to the middle, and it's eventually going to take me from the middle to the top. And I'm telling you, because you can do the same thing. 21. Understanding value and opportunity. See, a lot of people don't understand the value of things. If you understand the value of things, that can create opportunities. If a house is on the side of the road and it looks run down, but the structure is good, which is the story of my house, it's on the side of the road, it looked beat up, but I saw the value in the home, and that instance created an opportunity. I said, let me look into this house. Yeah, it looks a little old, but it was built in 1970. The structure looks good. It just looks old cabinets, old. But understanding value helped me create the opportunity. So I eventually looked into it, eventually ended up getting the house. And it just turned out good. You know what I mean? But understanding value in a car. You're riding by the side of the road, you see a car for $2,000. But if you know the value is it's worth $5,000, that could be an opportunity. You could buy it for $2,000, sell it for $4,000, sell it for $3,000. Now you just created an opportunity for yourself to make money. You gotta understand value. Understand value in companies. Understand the value in people around you. Whether they're good for you, bad for you. Understanding value can help you in life. 22. Don't wait for a raise. Give yourself a raise. See, me, I'm not looking for my job to give me a raise. I'm going to go make myself a raise. I'm going to give myself a raise. I'm not waiting for them to say, here's a good job. Here's 30 cents an hour or 25 cents an hour because we appreciate you. No. I'm going to go outside of my 9 to 5. I'm going to go get my side. I'm going to get my side hustle on. I'm going to invest that in the stock market, and I'm going to make money for myself. We can't keep relying on a 9 to 5 to take care of us. Now, would it be nice if we got paid what we was worth? Don't get me wrong. Yes, it would. But the way I've been seeing things, it ain't going to happen. We never probably going to get paid what we're truly worth. But that doesn't mean we can never go get what we're truly worth. And that's what I'm doing right now. This channel, 1K to 100K. I'm going to get my worth, and I'm going to show you step by step, week by week, how to do it, or just at least that it's possible. 23. Learn from people who've done it before. I talk to a lot of elderly people. Why? Because they lived life before. Not that life is over, but they lived life before. They've already navigated through some of the pitfalls that I could potentially fall into, so they can give me good life advice on how to avoid those pitfalls. Talk to people who've done it before. You into sports, talk to someone who's already in that sport. You're into finance, you want to get into finance, talk to people who's already in the finance. They can give you advice. Learn from people who did it before. You want to flip a house? Go find a real estate investor to talk to. They can give you all the things, what to do and what not to do in real estate investing. Whatever the topic is, whatever you want to do, find someone who's done it before. 24, just simply, it's time to stop losing and start winning. That's pretty much self-explanatory. 25, ETFs. ETFs, I think a lot of people don't want to do the research and finding stocks and doing the research of studying. They think they got to study, spend hours of studying. An ETF is like having somebody work for you. See, what an ETF is a combination of a bunch of stocks sort of put in one basket, and someone is managing that every single day. So it's sort of like having somebody work for you. So if you don't want to do the work, buy VOO, buy SCHD, and someone else is doing the work for you. 26. Start investing so you can stop stressing. Don't stress, invest. Just two simple sayings that I go by. Not having money is stressful. I know it. That's why I invest. I'm building wealth to eliminate that stress. 27. Don't make decisions based off what you have in your account. Make it based off what the item is worth. And what I mean by that is, back when I was handling money wrong, I used to always say, I got $1,000 in the account. I can go buy a $200 pair of shoes. Was the shoes really worth $200 to me? No. But my only justification was, I can afford it. I have $800 left. But that's the wrong way to think. Think about, is the item really worth it, or do you really want the item that bad? And are you willing to pay that dollar amount? 28. Monthly payments was the death of us. They knew monthly payments, whether it's cars, whether it's cell phones. At a point in time, I wouldn't spend $1,200 on the phone because I didn't have it. But once they started breaking down monthly payments, I could pay $27 a month, which I'm still going to eventually pay $1,200. Now all of a sudden, I can afford $27 a month. Let me get that. You're just thinking about the month and not the long term. So you're more likely to buy something that you wouldn't have bought before just because it has a monthly payment. And that's where people get cars wrong. They go purchase the car just solely based on the monthly payment. But if you do that, you're allowing yourself to be, you could potentially be allowing yourself to be taken advantage of. 29, stock market. It's been winning for 90 years. I want to be a part of that. Self-explanatory. 30 was a repeat. Marketing did a great job. We talked about marketing. 31. Sometimes you just need to break down. You need a breakdown that will allow you to view things differently. And what that means is sometimes you just need a better explanation of certain things. And again, I just want to point out, if you can't figure it out, go seek that information from someone who can maybe explain whatever it is you're looking to do a little differently. 32, viewing the world. Start viewing the world. A lot of people talk about Amazon putting stores like family stores out of business, or just stores in general out of business. For instance, Party City just died. Party City just went out of business. And I asked my wife, where you gonna get all your party stuff from? She said, I'm ordering from Amazon. I said, I hear about other stores closing. Everybody says, well, it's because of Amazon. So me, in my mind, well, I want to own Amazon stock. If Amazon's putting everybody out of business, then they're going to be thriving for the next foreseeable, for so many years in the next foreseeable future. I want to own them. And then I think next level, well, if everybody's buying from Amazon, how are they paying? They either using three things: a Visa card, well, I want to own Visa. A MasterCard, well, I want to own MasterCard too. Or American Express card, I want to own that. It's kind of simple when you start really breaking it down and thinking about it. Now, however you buy from Amazon, they making money, I'm making money. You're using one of those three cards, the merchant charges Amazon 1% or to 3% for Amazon to use their card on their platform. They make money. They make money, I make money. That's the game. 33. I'm showing the hardest part. The hardest part of getting to 100K, they say, is the first 10. This channel, that's that. You're watching me get to my first 10, the hardest part. And then once I get to 100K, they say the hardest part of getting $1 million is your first 100,000. You're also watching me do that. Get to my first $100,000, which will eventually, hopefully, lead to me getting to my first $1 million. 34. I used to justify stupid spending by saying I know I can make it back. And I know I'm not the only one who does that. Sometimes you'll go just spend money like, I can get it back. Or when you start making good money, it's so easy to just say, well, I got some good money coming in next week. Just something not to do. 35. I can't afford any bad habits. I don't drink. I don't smoke. If you do, that's up to you. The reason I can't afford any bad habits. I can't afford it. Every time I see somebody with one of those habits, I go, that's $10 I could throw in the stock market. That's $20 I can invest. I'd rather invest. That's just me. 36. Break down how banks really invest your money. So what a bank does is they hold your money. They have it readily available for you if you need it. But ultimately, they're investing your money, making money on your money. And they only giving you 0.2% interest. Most banks don't even give you 1%, or if that, they're giving you 1%. Right now, the rate of a CD, which is higher than normal, is if you keep your money in there for one whole year, they only give you 4%. That's really pennies on a dollar. When you could learn and invest your money other places that can get you a better return. That's why learning is important. And that's why in a 401k, that's why they offer a match. They say you must lock it in, all of your money for 30 years or 25 years, however you work for that company. They're going to invest it. And remember, I taught you the rule of 72. So every 7 years, they're doubling your money. And you're not getting any of it if you don't have your money allocated in the right spots. But they making money off your money. So of course they'll give you double. Because by the time you take it out, they done 7x'd it. That's the big picture. That's what you got to understand. That's why you got to learn to invest. Because they invest in your money whether you like it or not, or whether you know it or not. They getting rich, we staying poor. Or those who don't know, stay poor. 37. I want to show the power of saying something, putting the work in, and making it happen. And that's what this channel was about. 38. Whatever goal you have, the stock market can get you there faster. Now, I'm not telling you to go invest. That's the avenue that I use. There's plenty of other ways. But what you want to do is get to your goal as fast as possible. I could save up 100K without the stock market, but it's going to take longer. I want to do it in less time. That's why I'm using the stock market to do it. 39. I believe the stock market is the easiest way to go from nothing to something. Because you don't need nothing but a phone to get started. And a little bit of information, watch a few videos, start slow, and then watch your account grow. You don't need a big loan to start a business loan. You don't need people it's just the easiest way, in my point of view. Number 40, I wrote down Jalen Hurts doubters. That's the quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles, if you don't know. We started off the season 2-2. Now listen to sports radio. And everybody was so negative on Jalen Hurts. Everyone said, fire him, fire the coach. We were just 2-2. And I even took a bet with my boss at the time because he didn't believe the Eagles would win 10 games this year. And I said, relax, slow down. There's only 4 games in. He bet me they wouldn't get 10 wins. And guess what happened? They won the next 10 in a row. They lost one, then they won 6 more times in a row to win the Super Bowl. So my point of saying that is ignore the noise. Ignore the doubters. Ignore the people who don't believe in you. Make them believers. Jalen Hurts this year made everybody believers. Nick Sirianni this year, they made everybody believers. It's going to be plenty of people along your way, your journey, that ain't going to believe in you, that's going to doubt you. That's fine. There's probably people out there who doubt me. There's probably people out there who don't believe in me. Cool. Make them believers. It ain't about proving somebody wrong. It's about getting to where you got to go. Again, getting to your destination. 41. Let's repeat. Every dollar I could 10x it. Already touched on that. 42. If money did grow on trees, most people wouldn't have the patience to let it grow. That's just a saying I used to hear all the time. You think money grow on trees. And I'm just like, if it did grow on trees, most people wouldn't be patient enough to let it grow. 43. Determine your risk level. When investing, you got to decide your risk level. Trying to make money fast is going to be more riskier than the slow and steady way. But you got to determine where you want to be. Whether you want to be on the risky side or whether you want to be on the non-risky side. Risky side, they say, is individual stocks. Non-risky sides is ETFs. Hopefully you get what I'm trying to say. You got to determine your risk level. And everybody's risk level is different. Some people say Bitcoin is way risky, but some people made a lot of money in Bitcoin. They took on a risk. Yeah, they could have lost big, but some won. And some did lose big. So it's just you got to determine where you want to be. And you do that with research and just learning the game. 44. The stock market has already changed my life, and I'm going to use it to change my life again. I use the stock market to get the down payment to my house faster. And I'm going to explain that, break down that story in another video. But I'm also going to use the stock market, to help me get to my goal of hitting 100K faster. 45. In order for me to lose, they have to lose. And what I mean by they is the whole saying is the rich get rich and the poor get poor. If they all invested in the market, if they make all the rules, then in order for me to lose, they have to lose also. And they not losing. They make the rules of the game. They control the game. 46. I gotta make people uncomfortable to get them comfortable. What I mean by that is sometimes some things I might say might be a little touchy because maybe it's sort of like budgeting. Maybe you don't budget. Maybe that makes you feel a certain way because you like, dang, I'm insecure about that topic. I'm not where I want to be in life. Maybe I gotta make you look in the mirror, sort of say, and maybe that doesn't feel comfortable. But I'm doing that to hopefully allow you to flip that switch to get you where you want to be. And that's what had to happen to me. I had to step back. Somebody made me feel uncomfortable. I said, you know what? I don't want to be here. You know what? I'm doing you right. I'm doing it all wrong. Let me start learning. The switch was flipped. Let me start learning. Let me start focusing on what I got to do to get where I got to get. And sometimes you got to get uncomfortable so you can get comfortable. And now I'm kind of comfortable. 47. Treasure map. Imagine if I had a treasure map and I wasn't allowed to take you there, to take you along to find the gold, but I only could give you the map so you can go get it. If you get what I'm trying to say. Sometimes it's hard. I feel like with investing, trying to teach people about investing, it's hard because they don't believe you. It's like, let me break it down different. I come back. I got gold in my hand. I give you the map. I say, look, I can't take you there, but here's the map. Go get the gold. Some people gonna say, man, I don't believe you. I ain't gonna go get it. But it's like, look, I'm showing you. It's right here. You see the gold. Some people gonna take the map and go get it. It's like you gotta sort of convince people to believe in you. You know what I mean? And once they see it, and over time, hopefully, that occurs. Hope you got what I was trying to say. 48. Break down where to put your money is what I put the tuck down. And what I mean by that is a CD versus Robinhood currently right now. So right now, you put your money in the bank on a 1-year CD. They're going to give you 4%. But guess what? Robinhood gives you 4% on uninvested cash, but they pay out monthly. Number one, because on the bank, it's a knowledge of knowing how things operate. So you put your money in the bank, 1 year CD, you can't touch it for a year, you get 4%. You put your money in Robinhood, they pay you 4%, same 4% annually, but they'll pay you out monthly. But also, there's no penalty for taking your money out anytime you want. But the bank CD, you get penalized for taking it out early. So why would anybody buy a bank CD where they could have it in Robinhood? In case any emergency happens, you can take it out early. You still get the same percentage, but it's just a better way of doing it. But that's where knowledge comes into play. I study things so I know how to better navigate myself. Hope you understood that. Sometimes it's hard to explain. 49. Nothing's wrong with simplicity. Nothing is wrong with simplicity. Some of the things you own may end up owning you. That same thing, I go back to brands. I don't need it. I would never in my life spend over $100 on a pair of sneakers again. Because the things you own end up owning you. I keep it simple now. All I need is a pair of $60 Adidas. Most of the time I get them from the outlet store that is comfortable. That's all I need. Keep it simple. There's nothing wrong with a used car. There's nothing wrong with a Honda or Toyota that got $150,000 miles on it and it runs good. Right now we got a Acura 218,000 miles and I'm gonna run it till it die. Or we finish paying off the other one. Then I might grab something else. But ain't nothing wrong with simplicity. 50. Street map. I put a street map up. I'm put a street map, a grid up. Imagine, visualize getting somewhere. Visualize a grid map of Philadelphia. If you going from 5th Street to 10th Street, it's similar to the mountain map. There's several different ways you can go. Doesn't mean you're going the wrong way. Doesn't mean it does. It's several different ways to get to the same destination. So even though you might not take the way that I'm taking, that's cool. As long as you get there. You might go left, then drive up. Person might go right, then drive up. Either way, they go in the same direction. There's different paths to success. That's my main point. All right, that's 50. We're going to take a break here. We're probably going to chop this up into 2 videos because it's getting a little long.